Only in these zodiac signs there is no guardian angel. There are people who live without heavenly protection and do not know about it. Most have a guardian angel, a quiet protector, warding off trouble, but some signs of the zodiac lack this support. Their path is more difficult, their trials are harsher, and everything they achieve is only by the strength of their own character and will. This is not a curse, but a special mission. They have to rely only on themselves days, without an invisible shoulder behind their back. Today you will learn which signs are born without angelic protection and why their fate is so different from others. This knowledge will help you understand where such resilience, inner core, and ability to survive in any circumstances come from. Watch to the end to see if your sign is on this list. Subscribe to the channel if you want to receive honest and deep analyses of the secrets of the zodiac that change the perception of fate. Write in the comments whether you believe that a person can live without protection from above. Your experience may be valuable to others. Let's start revealing who goes through life alone with the world. First sign, Libra. Representatives of the Libra sign live in a world where every decision is made at the cost of an internal struggle, and it is the absence of a guardian angel that makes their path especially difficult. They do not have an invisible patron who will gently guide or protect them from a fatal mistake. Instead, they rely solely on their own choices, and any wrong decision leaves a mark that they are forced to correct themselves. This lack of invisible support makes their life a series of difficult tests, where every word, deed, and step requires maximum awareness. Libras constantly feel that any balance in their life is unstable. Where others are satisfied with an internal sense of protection, they have to carefully weigh each step, check the consequences, and seek balance in conditions where external circumstances change without warning. They cannot afford to relax, knowing that there is no force that will close a dangerous door for them at the last moment. This internal mobilization develops in them the ability to see hidden details and predict consequences, but the price for this is constant tension. Without a guardian angel, Libra is forced to become their own advisor, judge, and protector. They study people thoroughly in order to understand in advance who can betray and who is able to support. They have to learn to trust only proven facts, because they have no intuitive hint from above. This makes them analysts by nature. They analyze each situation into elements, look for weak points, and prepare several options for getting out of any problem in advance. But it is precisely this lack of heavenly patronage that makes Libra stronger than they seem. Their inner stability is formed over years of struggling with circumstances that could break a more protected person. Where others hope for luck or invisible help, Libra relies on cold calculation, strategy, and the ability to act at the right moment. This gives them an advantage in the situations when one precise move decides everything. Libra knows they are their own protection and support. Therefore, their life is rarely cloudless. But it is these tests that create people from them who can withstand the blows of fate without outside help. Their path requires maximum concentration, but it is this that forms the inner strength with which they ultimately surpass many. The second sign is Capricorn. Capricorn is a sign that lives without the support of an invisible protector from birth. He does not have that soft, invisible hand that leads others away from trouble, no quiet whisper at the right moment. Everything that Capricorn gets in life, he gets on his own, going through circumstances that would be a warning for others, and for him, an inevitable reality. Where others feel a subtle signal from their guardian angel, Capricorn feels only silence, and the need to calculate every step himself. This makes him attentive to the smallest detail, able to predict the consequences even without mystical support. Life without a guardian angel obliges Capricorn to be his own guard. He builds around himself a system of internal rules, strategies, and personal principles that become his only armor. This sign never waits for random luck or sudden salvation. He knows that any decision is a responsibility that no invisible force will share. Even in moments when danger literally stands behind his back, Capricorn does not count on a miracle. He acts accurately, quickly, and rationally. The absence of a guardian angel forms a rare type of character in Capricorn: extreme resistance to other people's influence. He does not need signs from above. He learns to read people, space, and events himself. While most people seek external guidance, Capricorn directs himself from within, using logical analysis, cold assessment, and many years of experience. He can live his whole life without ever relying on intuition in the form in which others understand it. For him, intuition is the result of long observation and the ability to connect facts. This path is devoid of soft safety cushions. Any mistake is a fall from which you have to rise without someone's helping hand. But this is precisely why Capricorn knows how to build his life, so that there are as few falls as possible. He learns to control everything: finances, reputation, connections, his own health. And this control becomes his power, which replaces a guardian angel better than any wings. In a world where others count on the intervention of higher powers, Capricorn acts as the commander of his own destiny. He does not expect anyone to protect him from a false step, but instead creates his own defense mechanisms. His path is tough, but it is this that makes him one of the few who can withstand the harshest circumstances. Where many would be confused, Capricorn keeps a cool head and behaves as if there was always an invisible guard nearby, although in fact there never was one. And in this paradox is his highest skill. He has become his own guardian angel, stronger and more reliable than anyone one could imagine. The third sign is Gemini. Geminis do not have a guardian angel who will quietly tell them where to go and what to choose. Their life is a constant game of their own experience, without an invisible whisper behind their back, without insurance in the form of higher support. They go through events where any delay or wrong choice can change everything, and therefore their thinking is sharp, fast, and adaptive. Where others count on a miracle, Geminis count on themselves. They are always on the move, and the lack of heavenly protection makes them ready for sharp turns. They do not have an inner feeling that someone will protect them from danger, so they learn to foresee it themselves. This develops incredible observation in them. They notice the slightest changes in the situation, catch the nuances that others miss. Their ability to switch and adapt is not just a character trait, but a survival tool. Without a guardian angel, Geminis become their own navigators. They have to keep several plans in their heads, calculate the consequences, and be ready to change direction at any moment. It is difficult for them to trust people completely, because no one will cover their back at a critical moment. This makes them more cautious than they seem, even if outwardly they are easy and open. They understand perfectly well that every mistake is their personal responsibility, and no one from above will intervene to correct the situation. Therefore, their lifestyle is based on quick analysis and instant decisions. This experience forms in them the ability to find a way out, even from those situations that seem hopeless. The absence of a guardian angel makes Geminis more rigid at the moment of choice. They can be flexible and changeable in everyday affairs, but in a critical situation they become collected and act with utmost precision. This skill is their main resource. It does not allow them to relax, but it is this that protects them better than any external patronage. The fourth sign is Scorpio. Scorpio is one of the few signs whose life goes by without the intervention of a guardian angel. They have no external force to soften the blows, and this makes their path tough, full of trials and dangers. They face situations where survival depends only on their own will, courage, and readiness to go to the end. Their ability to act in conditions of complete uncertainty is a direct result of the fact that they have no one to help them from heaven. The absence of an invisible patron develops a special internal armor in Scorpio. They learn not to be afraid of the dark, not to retreat from threats, and to look any danger in the face. They know you can only rely on your own strength. This internal attitude turns them into people who see more than others, because they have to be a scout, a strategist, and a defender themselves. Scorpios have an exceptional ability to notice hidden motives and anticipate the actions of an enemy. This is not an innate gift, but a skill honed over years of struggle. They have no right to be careless. Every step they take is thought out, every reaction is calculated. There are no accidental victories in their lives. Each one is won with their own hands. The absence of a guardian angel forms in Scorpios the habit of checking everything and everyone. They never take risks without calculating how to get out of a situation. At the same time, in critical moments, they are able to act with lightning speed, relying only on themselves. This determination makes them dangerous opponents and reliable allies. They live in a reality where no one will lend a shoulder at the last moment, and that is why they develop the habit of being ready for anything. Scorpios are not afraid of difficult tasks, because they know that all the strength is within. This internal independence comes at a high price, but it is this that makes them those who are able to go through any trials and not break. The fifth sign is Cancer. Cancer belongs to that rare category of souls that go through the earthly path without a permanent patron in the form of a guardian angel. This is not a curse or a punishment, but a special mission that requires absolute independence and the ability to survive in any environment. Cancer has to rely solely on its own inner strength, intuition, and experience. The absence of a heavenly guardian means that its life is not regulated by an invisible hand that softens the blows of fate. On the contrary, each test comes in its original harshness, without softening or indulgence. This forms in the representatives of the sign colossal endurance and the ability to predict danger even before it manifests itself. Cancer is forced to build its own personal defense mechanisms. It creates a network of trusted connections around itself, develops observation, learns to instantly read people and situations in order to avoid traps that a guardian angel would soften for others. Instead of external protection, Cancer has an internal radar, a fine-tuning to the energy fluctuations of the world, allowing them to understand where the danger is and where the chance is. But this ability requires constant training, and any loss of vigilance can cost too much. The absence of a heavenly patron makes Cancer's life unpredictable. Successes come through their own work, and defeats remain lessons from which pain cannot be erased. Such independence makes them stronger than any protected sign, but also harder emotionally. After all the blows and wounds fall directly to the soul, without a shield that could soften them. Cancer often has to face betrayal or injustice, because there is no higher power in his destiny that will close the door in time for a dangerous person or lead him out of a dead end miraculously. Any path he takes, He clears himself. But this is what makes representatives of the sign masters of survival and adaptation. They do not wait for miracles, but create them with their own hands. Their ability to think strategically, see several steps ahead, and sense the hidden motives of others makes them difficult to deceive or put in a vulnerable position. However, the absence of a guardian angel also has hidden advantages. Cancer understands faster than others that responsibility for life lies only with him. This forms an impenetrable sense of self-sufficiency. He knows how to make plans that minimize risk, and his ability to sense the subtlest nuances of a situation often saves from disasters. Where others hope for a miracle or invisible help, Cancer acts quickly, clearly, and prudently. Financial success, career achievements, and personal victories for him are always the result of systematic efforts. Cancer rarely gives in to impulses, because he knows that any wrong move can cost too much. He always keeps backup options and plan B and sometimes C in his head. This tendency towards strategic thinking is direct compensation for the lack of heavenly patronage. In their personal life, the absence of a guardian angel forces Cancer to be more careful about the people they allow into their space. Mistakes are especially costly here, because there will be no one to stop destructive connections in time. Therefore, they learn to read between the lines, see true intentions, and close access to themselves at the slightest sign of danger. This approach makes their relationships strong, but limited in number. Only the most reliable and trusted people remain in Cancer's circle. Spiritually, Cancer goes through a path where they look for all the answers within themselves. They are not given ready-made clues, and each truth is revealed through personal experience and not through miraculous intervention. This is a path where mistakes become teachers and crises, steps to inner strength. The absence of a guardian angel forms a rare quality, the ability to be a support for yourself, without collapsing even under the pressure of circumstances that could break others. Therefore, despite the apparent vulnerability, Cancer is a sign that hides incredible resilience. His strength is in his independence. His protection is in his cold calculation and ability to sense the invisible. He does not wait for someone to come and save him at the last moment. He is his own warrior, shield, and strategist. And this is what makes him someone who can go through the toughest trials and come out of them stronger than before.